I found out the reason why my stepdad always seems sad and distant. Note: my dad is bisexual and my stepdad is gay. I, 14F, found out I'm my dad's, 38M, affair baby when my mom, 38F, started seeing my dad. She didn't know that he was in a relationship. When she found out, she broke it off, but then she ended up getting pregnant with me. She kept me and has been a great mom ever since. My dad had been a good dad too. I stay at his house every other week and sometimes get to spend the holidays with. Every time I visit my dad's house, I notice my stepdad, 36M, always seems very sad and tries to keep his distance. I want to make it clear my stepdad has never been rude or disrespectful towards me. Whenever my dad is at work, he always takes care of me and makes sure I'm okay. I always see him put on a smile whenever I'm around but puts it away whenever he thinks I'm not looking, like he doesn't want me to see. My dad always tries to be affectionate towards my stepdad, trying to give him a kiss or hug, but he always tries to reject as politely as possible or acts like he needs to go do something. When my dad gets home from work, he just makes me and dad our dinner and then locks himself in the bedroom for the rest of the night. It's always been like this. A couple days ago I asked my mom if my stepdad didn't like me because of the way he acts, and that's when she told me the truth. After finding out this information, I started to feel guilty. Am I the reason for his unhappiness? My stepdad seems like such a kind person and I don't want to be the reason he's hurting. I'm staying with my dad next week and I want to talk to him about this, as well as my stepdad. I just don't know what to say to them. Update. First off, I want to thank everyone for the advice. I know this update is late, but I've just been busy. I spoke with my dad after I made my post. He came to pick me up to spend the weekend with him. I asked him if we could get ice cream and talk, just the two of us. I told him that I knew I was an affair baby. He looked surprised and guilty, he just had no words. Then I just told him to tell me the truth, to start by how the affair started. He started off by apologizing to me, then I told him to tell me how him and my mom met. After college, my stepdad was always busy with work. He worked at a restaurant. He was a chef and wanted to open his own restaurant, so he tried to do as much research and get as much experience as he could. He also started taking antidepressants, so he wasn't willing to be intimate as much as my dad put it. Because of that, my dad started feeling upset and neglected. Him and my mom met at the gym, where my dad would go after work. They only talked and worked out together at first, then they started hanging out after the gym, then things escalated after that. When my mom found out he was in a relationship, she cut it off, then she got pregnant. I was honestly getting a bit upset hearing all this. I see Reddit stories about cheating all the time and it just makes me upset. After that, I told him about everything with my stepdad that I said in my first post, asking if I was the reason he was unhappy. He told I was not the reason my stepdad was depressed, well, not the complete reason. I was confused and asked him what he meant. He was hesitant about answering, but I kept pushing and I couldn't even believe what he told me. Him and my dad met when he was 16 and dad 18. They had a class together and became friends. My dad would always notice something was wrong with my stepdad. He just seemed sad, and one day he went to my dad's house crying, and that's when he told my dad everything. When my stepdad was 9, he was sexually assaulted by his cousin for 3 years. His mom passed away when he was 13 and it messed up his family. His dad became an alcoholic and his brothers ignored him. When he was 15, someone outed him to his dad and brothers and they started physically abusing him. It was so bad to the point they broke his arm once. He was kicked out of his house when he turned 18. He went to stay with my dad, who was 20 and had his own place. That's when they started their relationship. Because of all this, my stepdad has stayed with the trauma. My dad was there and helped him through it all. When he moved in with my dad, he was starting to become very happy. He was working a job that he loved and he was with someone who he loves. When my dad told him about the pregnancy, he just said okay, then got up and locked himself in the room. My dad slept on the couch that night and he could hear my stepdad crying in their room. This changed him. He always had a beautiful smile on his face and then it was gone. He hasn't seen a genuine smile from him. Even when he was depressed from living at home, he was always able to make other people happy, and now that changed. It really messed with him that he ended up losing his job, and that just made things worse. It didn't bother my dad too much cause he made enough that my stepdad didn't have to work in the first place. They had a small break then got back together. Stepdad wanted to take his time healing. He didn't want to handle the pressure of healing fast and he didn't want to lose my dad or make him cheat again, so he let my dad have an open relationship on his side. He could be with whoever he wanted as long as he didn't tell my stepdad or have them over at the house. My dad started tearing up and just said how much he hates himself for breaking my stepdad's heart. He wants to let my stepdad go, to set him free, but he can't. I was confused on why my stepdad didn't leave, and now I know why. He's only ever had my dad. He doesn't have any family or friends. He reassured me that he wasn't just sad whenever I came over, that's just how he's been since he found out. This made tear up as well. When we finished talking we went home. My stepdad was cooking. He gave me a smile and a small hug, and we brought my stepdad some ice cream. He gave a small thank you, then he gave us our dinner and went to shower and sleep. I could see the disappointed look on my dad's face. We ate and talked about our week. Then I just went up to my room to sleep. The next day I decided I was going to talk to my stepdad while my dad was at work. He always wakes up early to make me and my dad breakfast and pack my dad his lunch. My stepdad and I usually sit and have breakfast together. It's usually quiet. We were just eating in silence and I was just trying to think of the best way to tell him I know, then I just blurted it out. I know about the affair my mom and dad had. He stopped eating and just said, I know. I heard your dad talking with your mom on the phone about it. He said it with such an empty voice. Then he told me if I wanted to talk about he'll be honest with me. That's when I just started venting, apologizing if I was the reason he was unhappy, that I can ask my dad to take us somewhere else so he didn't have to see me. My eyes started watering and he was just quit the whole time. Then he got up, walked up to me and gave me a hug. He told me that it wasn't my fault, that none of it was my fault. He told me that he loved me and he wasn't depressed because of me. I could hear that he was beginning to cry as well. We just kept holding each other until we calmed down, then had our conversation. He told me that I had nothing to be sorry about. How can I be sorry for something I had no control over? He apologized to me for making me feel unwanted or like he didn't like. I told him he never made feel that way. We had a pretty long conversation, but then he said he didn't regret getting cheated on because if he didn't he wouldn't have me in his life. When he said that, it made me break down again. I really love my stepdad. After our conversation it was already the afternoon, so he told me to put my shoes on and we were going to spend the day together. My stepdad's Mexican, so we went to his favorite place for lunch. After we went to the mall and just hung out, then we got home and we played some Mario Kart on his Switch. I kept losing. Looking at my stepdad throughout the day, he looked so genuinely happy, something I had not seen before. My dad was right, he does have a beautiful smile. When my dad came home he looked shocked to see us having fun and laughing. I went up to give him a hug and even my stepdad gave home a hug, which my dad was surprised by but gladly hugged him back. My stepdad forgot to buy stuff to make dinner, so we just went out to eat that day and had a good time. Later that night I was going to the kitchen to get some water and I overheard my dad and stepdad taking. Stepdad started off by apologizing for hurting me and hurting him all this time. He said that he loves me and my dad, but when he found out about the cheating he couldn't stop thinking about how his own dad told him how no one will love him because he gay, and it just hurt more cause my dad cheated with a woman. He started crying and said he'll do better for my dad and especially for me. My dad just hugged him and told he didn't have to apologize, he should be the one apologizing, especially because he was the reason he lost his job and for making him take care of me. After he lost his job he said how much he loves my stepdad and how much he lived in regret for how my dad hurt him. He just kept holding my stepdad while he cried. They talked about what they were going to do now. They decided to go to couples counseling, get my stepdad in therapy. My dad doesn't have work on Sundays, so we all spent the day together. My stepdad seemed a lot happier. I really think our conversation healed him a little. I really think me talking to both of them has made them better, and it's made me better too. Who knows what's going to happen now. If anything else happens I'll update, but for now this is the only one.